I ran the smart bus system from 1992 to 1995. My first year of law school, the job I wanted was at the Penobscot building downtown. I was living with my parents during the suburbs. I didn't have the money to buy a car. The only way I got to work was to ride that bus every day. At the end of the summer, they liked me enough, they gave me a raise, I was able to buy a little used car. But I would not be sitting here today if that bus had not been there for me at the beginning of my career. And so when SMART was going out of business, the SMART employees knew that, and they came to me and asked me to run it. I went in to run the SMART bus system when it was about to go out of business. And here's what I came in and I found. That SMART had the most expensive maintenance operation of any bus system in America and the most breakdowns. And believe me, you got a bus full of people on a freeway and it breaks down, those people do not want to get on the bus again the next day. And so my first day as the new general manager of SMART, I did what I walked into the maintenance garage. I don't know anything about repairing buses, but I went in at 10 in the morning. There were 3 buses up on lifts and 3 tables of guys sitting around playing cards. Okay? And they weren't the least bit bothered to see the new boss walk in. I said, guys, what time is lunch? They said 11:30. I said, well, how come you're not fixing buses? Well, it was spring and it was getting warm and they were fixing the cooling system, so the air conditioning worked. And the guy said, they're doing cooling systems today and we don't do that. I said, you don't know how to fix cooling systems? Oh, I know how, but my union contract says I'm the brakes guy. I'm the steering guy. I'm the tires guy. And I said, guys, we're a half a step from being out of business. And we need you fixing the buses. And so I did the only thing I knew how to do. I sat down and played cards with them. And I said, why don't we have a single general mechanic classification where you guys all pitch in and work on all the buses? I said, oh no, we'd never agree to that. If you did that, you need 25% fewer of us. Okay, good UAW union guys, right? I said, okay. Played cards a little while longer, but here's what I knew. I knew that 12% of our mechanics a year were naturally quitting and retiring. So that in 2 years, I'd be down to 25%. I said, what if I did this? What if I gave you guys a 2-year no layoff guarantee? So I'll shrink the workforce 25% without anybody losing their job, and you give me the general mechanic classification. They said, that sounds fair. A week later, I had a signed contract with the UAW. Everybody went to work on the buses. We got the buses on the road. They started to run on time. Ridership went up. The drivers are the one taking the grief, but a lot of times it's not the driver's fault. They just happen to be the face that you interact with every day. Okay? And we ultimately passed the millage in Oakland and Macomb and Wayne County with 70% of the vote. The reason I tell you this is, I've been in the DDOT garage. They have the same 16 job classifications I got rid of at SMART in the 1990s. Everything is not about more money or more people. Leadership matters. And what I will say to you is this: you will never have another candidate for mayor who loves buses and ran a transit system the way I did, because buses are essential for seniors for their independence. They're essential to young people getting to school. They're essential to a whole lot of people getting to their jobs. And I will make it my life's work to get a first-class bus system back here in the city of Detroit.
All right. Amen.